Hello, John Owens here, Principal Business Mentor at John Owens International. I'd like to welcome you to this episode of the Business Breakthrough video series. And in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about looking after the most important asset in your business, which is in fact you. Your business is important and you spend all your time looking after it. However, without you, your business wouldn't be your business. Remember, your business is a vehicle to carry your promise to the world. And in order to be able to carry that promise to the world, you need to look after you and make sure that you are physically, mentally, and emotionally fit and healthy. If you're not, then you won't be able to give the energy into your business or to your team to deliver your promise. So you need, if you care about your promise, and I know you do, then you must look after yourself. Now, you may not be used to doing this. That's why we're looking at this video and talking about it, because we talk about ways in which we can help you do this. Now, this may come as a shock to you, but you are the most important person in your life. This may make you feel uncomfortable because it's not the way we have been brought up, but it is true. Because if we are not looking after ourselves, if you're not looking after yourself, if I'm not looking after self, if we're not physically, emotionally, and spiritually fit and healthy, then we have less to give to the people we love. And that's true in our family and in our work and in our community. So we need to make sure that we are looking after ourselves physically, emotionally, and spiritually. How do we do this? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. But first of all, a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health professional. What I am going to talk to you about here and tell you about are things that work for me and for my business and life partner, Pam Walton. These are things that we've learned from really very knowledgeable people in our network, and they have worked for us for many years. The areas we're going to look at are food. What are you eating? Is what you're eating good or bad for you? Fitness. How active or inactive are you? Health generally. When was your last medical checkup? Externally, who do you mix with? And internally, do you meditate or treat yourself? Now, let's talk about eating a rainbow. I love this picture here because it really does tell you that, amazingly, the color of food actually tells us what they do. For example, red will improve heart and blood health and support joints. Orange, it prevents cancer and promote collagen growth. Yellow helps your heart, vision, digestion, and immune system. Green, powerful detoxers, free radicals, improve immune system. Blue and purple, they improve the mineral absorption and the powerful antioxidants. And white, active natural killer cells and reduce cancer risk. And this food wheel is also really helpful because it'll tell you about the type of food in the food groups. In the color groups, for example, in the purple we have eggplant and blueberries. In the yellow we have lemons and corn. In the white, potato and cauliflower. It really is simple. And then look at the 5 food groups which are really an essential way of balancing your diet throughout the day. For example, we have fruit and vegetables, bread, cereal, rice, potatoes and pasta, meat, poultry, fish, dry beans, eggs and nuts, fats, oils and sweets, and milk, yogurt and cheese. And your daily diet ought to include elements of all of these food groups in the proportion shown in the diagram above. The way Pam and I do this is that we actually start our day not with the traditional breakfast of bacon, eggs, or croissant, or toast and coffee. We actually started with a smoothie that has all of these essentials in there. So it's a really healthy way. We start first thing in the morning. We've started off and given ourselves the balance, the kickstart that we need. Now, when you are eating, one thing I learned, because at one time I was overweight and really had, it was a medical checkup showed me my blood pressure was really high. I had to lose weight. How did I do it? I went to Weight Watchers. I didn't want to do all this calorie counting, so I learned just to watch my portion size when eating, and I still do so. A good tip is, and especially this when you're eating out, eat half your meal, put down your knife and fork, rest, and listen to your stomach and give it a chance to see if it's full before you put the next bit in. If it's still empty, eat more, but if it's full, don't. And when eating out as a couple, and you can do this whether you're a couple or just two people out together, pick something from the menu that you both like and then share it. And people don't frown on this. We've done it all around the world. It's excellent. Good food. Are you eating good, healthy food? Whenever possible, eat organic food. It's more expensive, sadly, at the moment, but it's worth it. We need to look after ourselves. And drink plenty of water. Pure spring water is best, or if you don't have access to that, then you invest in a good quality water filter. Now, exercise. I used not take an awful lot of exercise. My biggest exercise was walking to the car and driving as far as I could, and I would drive to the top of mountains if there was a road, and then walk from the car maybe to the lookout. That's why I was overweight and high blood pressure. But exercise, don't get afraid of it. It doesn't mean hitting the gym 7 days a week. But it does mean getting off the couch and getting into action, and it's really worth it. Walking is very good for body, mind, and spirit. Little things when you're out. Take the stairs instead of the lift. When you're going to the supermarket, park, in a car park away from the entrance. Little things like this. The hardest walking actually is from your couch to the front door. Every evening, Pam and I go out for a walk. It's a brisk walk. It lasts for about half an hour. It really does energize. Now, I know, Pam comes and says to me, I'll probably be working on the computer. She'll come to me and say, fancy going out for a walk? And quite often my initial reaction is, no, I'm busy. I just want to finish this. But I do stop because I know I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm not looking after me. I'm putting this false business activity in front of my physical, emotional, and spiritual health when I do this, and I know that's good for me, not good for me. Why? Because I've done it and it hasn't been good for me. So, just how healthy are you? Well, the answer is you might not know, because you may not have had a regular checkup lately, and this isn't just a checkup with your doctor, but also with your optician and dentist. It is worth finding that out. Again, at one time I just had to have a checkup for insurance reasons, and I actually found my blood pressure was high, I was overweight. I managed to change my whole diet and my way of life, and that really paid dividends. Then I went to an optician just to have a checkup for my glasses, and I found out there was something wrong with my eyes, which they were able to catch in time and to rectify that, so all's good now. Now, you've got to know your own body and don't ignore any feedback that it gives you. Listen to it and do something about it. Now, here is a checkup list for men, and it'll tell us all the things we ought to do just to make sure we are fit and healthy. And there's also one here for women. And again, if you private message me on Facebook and give me your email, I'll email this to you and tell me which one you want. So, having looked after our body, we must now look after our mind and spirit. And the first thing to do, and I really would highly recommend this to you, is to include meditation in your daily practice. Now, you don't have to spend all your life on a mountain in Tibet to know how to meditate. It's really simple. All you need to do is go to a quiet place, sit quietly, and breathe. You just breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And when you're breathing, you tell your conscious mind, which the meditators call the monkey mind because it's always chattering in the background. Just tell it to concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. That's all you have to do. And that will be breathing energy into our bodies and energy into our souls, energy into our minds. By being quiet, we're actually doing far more than all this busyness. This busyness is an illusion. It's not constructive, it's destructive. Then we also need to connect with the earth. Now this can be as simple as a barefoot walk in the park or on a beach. And when we're walking, again, just allowing our minds to be present in the park, on the beach, looking at the flowers, the colors, the textures, listening to the sounds. And you can do this on a busy beach, but be present and look at the nice things. Or in a park in a city, if you're present, don't be listening to the noise of the traffic in the background. Be present where you are. Look at the flowers, smell the grass, smell the flowers. It really does work. Then mix with people who are emotionally and spiritually positive. Only surround yourself with people who are emotionally and spiritually positive. And if they're not, then get them out of your circle. And this, sadly, this also means this can be family. Sometimes family can be the most destructive people around us. If they are not emotionally and spiritually healthy, just don't mix with them in your circle. There's no rule, there's no law that says you have to. This is not what you're here for. You're not here to serve your family. You're here to serve and fulfill your mission on earth. And that can only be served if you are physically, emotionally, and spiritually sound. And the other thing I'd recommend is to don't read the daily press and the news. Don't watch TV news. It's all filtered, so it's all bad news. Good news is no news today. 2% of the world, of what happens in the world, is bad, and yet the media turns into 98% of what they report. 98% is good, and we don't even hear about it. So I really would strongly advise you, don't listen to the news. You won't miss it. You, in fact, will have much more energy, much more positive attitude to give to your business, your family, and to your community. You need to value your body, mind, and spirit. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage or spa. And that's true with your male or female. Gender doesn't come into this. We are spiritual beings in human form. We need to look after body, mind, and spirit. Go and do something special. But other than shopping, retail therapy is not going to make you feel good. It's just going to make you dent in your bank account and maybe put you into the slavery of debt. You're worth it, though, to treat yourself to something that's going to be healthy for you. Remember, you're the most important person in your life. If you're not looking after yourself, you'll not be able to look after the people you love because you will have less to give. You owe it to them to look after you, so please do so. Now, here's a list of superfoods which we found really useful. And if you would like to have it, please message me on Facebook with your email and I'll send it to you. And it lists the foods and tells you exactly what their benefits are. Now, thank you for your time and for listening. And I would love to wish you a really good and healthy time. Get out there, make yourself healthy physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I hope you'll join me in the next episode of the Business Breakthrough video series, which is all about leaving a legacy. So thanks a lot for now. Bye-bye.